Hi, my name is Sharon, and I'm going to talk about Chapter 5, Ethics in International Business. The learning objectives in Chapter 5 are to understand the ethical issues faced by international businesses, recognize an ethical dilemma, identify the causes of unethical behavior by managers, describe the different philosophical approaches to ethics, and understand how managers can incorporate ethical considerations into their decision making. International business ethics attempts to deal with questions of what to do in situations where ethical morals come into conflict as a result of differing cultural practices, because different people often value different things, like their history, customs, and traditions. So let's start by asking, what is ethics? Ethics are accepted principles of right and wrong that direct the behavior of a person, the members of a profession, or the actions of an organization. The concept of social responsibility refers to the idea that business people should take the social benefits into account when making business decisions, and that there should be a belief in the decisions that have both good economic and good social benefits. In the United States, there is the Foreign Corruption Practices Act, and it forbids the practice of paying bribes to foreign government officials in order to gain business. So, how can managers manage ethical decisions? To encourage ethical decision making, firms should hire and promote people with a well grounded sense of personal ethics and refrain from promoting individuals who have acted unethically. They should also look at prospective employees and should find out as much as they can about the ethical climate in an organization prior to taking a position. Personal ethics is business ethics that reflects personal ethics, and it is generally accepted principles of right and wrong leading to the conduct of the individual. So, how can managers make ethical decisions? They must build an organizational culture that places a high value on ethical behavior. And they should also make sure that leaders within the business articulate the rhetoricals of ethical behavior and act in a manner that is consistent with that rhetoric. They have to develop a moral courage. The most common ethical issues in business involve employment practices, environmental regulations, corruption, and the moral obligations of multinational companies. Organizational culture. Unethical behavior may exist in firms with an organization culture, the values and standards that are shared among employees of an organization that does not stress business ethics. The values and standards shape the culture of a firm, and then that culture influences the decision making. The roots of unethical behavior are managerial behaviors that are influenced by personal ethics, decision-making processes, organizational culture, leadership, and unrealistic performance expectations. Personal ethics has to reflect business ethics, and it's the generally accepted principles of right and wrong leading the conduct of individuals. Managers may face pressures to violate their personal ethics because they are away from their ordinary social context and supporting culture, and they are psychologically and geographically distant from the parent company. The second one, decision-making processes, studies show that business people may behave unethically because they fail to ask the relevant questions. Is the decision or action ethical? Decisions are made based on economic knowledge without consideration for ethics. Organizational culture is unethical behavior that may exist in firms with an organization culture, the values and standards that are shared among employees of an organization that does not stress business ethics. Values and standards shape the culture of a firm, and that culture influences decision making. Leadership. If a firm's leaders fail to act in ethical manners, other employees may not act ethically. Actions speak louder than words. Managing ethical behavior starts with your leaders, and after, your employees will follow.